get busy. From the noise of the workplace to the pressure of deadlines, we all give our best every day. After a hard day's work, nothing matters more than coming home to what truly counts: family, love, and peace. And when the day is done, there's a place where you can find strength for tomorrow, inspiration for your soul, and victory for your life. Alpha TV. Every day with God is every day in victory.
I have something to do with the number 5. I am that spot which was targeted by Abner, Joab, and others to kill people. DLCF, the 5th rim. Correct.
Amamfwe! The National Bible Quiz is back. Oh yes. Get ready for 2 weeks of biblical knowledge and excitement. Learn more about the Bible and have some fun as we bring you the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship. Come watch 63 churches battle their way to becoming the ultimate powerhouse for biblical knowledge and the trophy from Monday 22nd September 2025 to Sunday 5th October 2025 at the RS Amegashi Auditorium. The championship will be showing on Alpha TV, CACI TV, PCG TV, and NBQ Ghana social media channels. Come cheer your church to victory. For more information and sponsorship, contact 053 1454 4855 or nbqghana@gmail.com. It's all about the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship.
That feeling you get when you walk into an event with incredible music and sound quality. Yeah, that's us. Welcome to Ghana's leading musical instrument.
Hello, everyone. You are welcome to the most exciting edition of the NBQ Fan Show today, Sunday, 5th October 2025. If you followed us this past 2 weeks, you will know that today is indeed a special day. Today happens to be the grand finale of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship, and it's a finale that we've seen before, the repeat of last year's grand finale. But a number of things have happened over the past 2 weeks, and we want to talk about them. We are going to have the discussion in two folds. I'm going to be engaging some people who have been contestants and then became fans, were part of the audience, and then I'll be engaging my pundits as we review the entire championship from the day one, contest one, until today, the grand finale. Do know that the grand finale will be kicking off at exactly 3 p.m. The closing ceremony of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship will kick off at 2 p.m. And so, anywhere that you are, I want you to begin to make your way to the RSI Megashi Auditorium, University of Ghana Business School, where the grand finale will be happening live in less than 2 hours. Do remember that the entire project was brought to you by the National Bible Quiz Project and NBQ Ghana, in partnership with the Bible Society of Ghana, with support and sponsorship from Sweet Music Pro Audio, who brought us the highest score of the day award for the past 10 days. Today will be the 11th day. So 11 different prizes to the highest scorers of each day. That is wonderful, and it is part of their 10th anniversary celebration. So you can walk into any Sweet Music branch near you and enjoy some of these offers that they are giving to us. You can also, they are also sponsored by IT Consortium, the owners of the Chango crowdfunding platform. We are also supported by University of Ghana Business School, the Volta Hall, Nikal Fabrics, PCG TV have been showing the quiz from day one. Alpha TV have been showing, Kasi TV have been showing. There's been highlights and some of the quizzes also happening on Swiss Melodies FM. And then on top of it all, today, the winner of the grand finale will receive a cash prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, which is fully sponsored by Visal Reinsurance Brokers. And so all in all, we've had an amazing journey. If you have stayed with us throughout, I am glad you did so, and I believe that it was impactful for you. If you didn't, it's never too late. Join us for the grand finale, and you will be blessed. You can also go back to our socials at NBQ Ghana, watch the contest, watch the highlights, watch the reels. Most of them are very exciting, and you will learn something for yourself. I want to take a very quick break. When I come back, I will introduce my guests for the first part of the show, and we'll dive into the conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back from that very short break. I want to introduce my guests for the first part of the show. So the show is in two parts. I mentioned earlier that the first part I'll be engaging some contestants and fans who have been here for the whole 2 weeks to share their experiences, their key takeaways, and a whole lot. Then the second part, my pundits will join me for the second part of the show as we preview the grand finale, talk about the teams, their strengths, what we saw last year in comparison to what we're expecting this year. So stay with us. Let me quickly introduce my guests. On my immediate left, I have
Felicity Ivo.
and
Emmanuel Ewata.
okay, Felicity and Emmanuel. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me begin from here. You were both contestants. One of you was fortunate to get to the quarterfinal. The other didn't. So let me start from Emmanuel. This is your first time being at the national championship. You had an interesting journey, eliminating the defending champions of UCC, costing them a slot at the nationals, and then on your first outing at the nationals, you lost. There's been so many attempts to get back in. There's been so many chances that passed you by. What has been your general experience of the 2025 national championship as a contestant?
Okay, so it's been a privilege being here and being here at the national championship. Actually, the interest in the NBQ began last year, but last year at the institutional championship, we were knocked out by EPSU. And then this year, when the draw came again, still we had met them. And so there were fewer chances of getting here. But God, who knows how to navigate his own ways, found a way to make EPSU lose to us. In fact, two greatest or great teams at NBQ, Pentifel and EPSU, we competed with both of them and then we beat them. Yes, but when I came here, I think I came to meet my grandmasters over here. Unfortunately for me, I was knocked out on the second day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, but you've been around for the whole 2 weeks. Beyond being a contestant, being knocked out. Let me ask this first. Sitting on the national stage, the contest, comparing it to the institutionals, how different was it for you?
Okay, so I mean, sitting here at the national stage, the difference is that you see with the institutional, it is just the people on campus that you are contesting with. So you are very okay. And then the atmosphere is not really tense, the pressures are not really high. Unlike here, where you are meeting different contestants from different universities, where sometimes, unless you watch the contests of these people online, you don't even know their strengths and all that. Now, when the draw came in, we met or we were paired with CASA KNUST and then AGCM UMAT. I went online to watch some contests of these two denominations, and I realized that these denominations they've been coming to nationals for years. Last year. So when I was watching one of the contests of Kasaki University last year, 1/8, I saw this lady over there. Yes. So when I saw this lady, I was like, hey, so am I coming to compete with her? So when I came here and then I saw her, the heart bombed because we were limited to questions, and then questions at the national stage, I can see it's very different from the questions that are being asked at the institutional, because you realize that the magnitude of difficulty, the level of difficulty of the question is just on another level. Yeah.
Okay, so a fact for you, my guests here, one of them was knocked out by the other person. And I think we'll have to get to a part of the conversation where we talk about that particular contest. But Felicity, you've been here for 3 years. This year, fortunately for you, you got back into the quarterfinals, and then whatever happened happened. So how has the experience been this year compared to the other years that you've been here as a contestant for Kasaki NSC?
Okay. So I would say that over the years, the experience this time is quite different from the previous years. Um, Within those previous years, I guess we were limited to some parts of some books of the Bible, but this time they said the whole Bible, and that's not been easy. But I guess I've learned a lot. Sitting here, contesting with people with different ideas and knowledge in the Bible is a nice experience. And I guess it has not been easy. And then getting knocked out in the quarterfinals is another thing. The pressure alone on stage is it's not easy.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So, but then you were both knocked out. Then you became part of the audience. Let's talk about that feeling, the feeling of being part of the audience, not having the whole weight of preparing for the contest, the pressure that comes with it all. But then just coming to watch, support a team that you feel can win it, a team that you feel that no, they don't deserve to win. Then you do what they call against. I mean, how was that experience like? Emmanuel is smiling, so I want to begin from Emmanuel.
All right, all right, all right. So it's actually a different feeling from being a contestant to being, part of the audience. Okay, so I am very much interested in morale. I like to give my support. I like to throw out my support because I believe that um, if you are a contestant, okay, people also make time out of their busy schedules to come here and then watch you. Not only from here, people also make time out of their busy schedules and then follow the program via social media handles and on television. For example, when I lost, so I had a call immediately after the contest from home. And then my auntie was like, "Hey, Mano, I was just navigating my channels. Then it went to 4 at Alpha TV. Then I saw you. I was happy, even though I lost. I've come on TV. Yes. And then, so being here, you know, funny enough, when Felicity, who was a representative for Kasaki University, went to the quarterfinals, I was like, okay, now that I've been knocked out, it's still a 2-week program. I needed to go back to solicit for more time from my boss because I'm doing an internship. So I told him, oh, boss, even though I've been knocked out, the program, I find it very interesting. I can't leave and come home. So can you give me an additional week? So I came and then supported. When I come and I see that my heart is telling me to support you, I'll just come and support you. But the first against that I did was against Kasaki University. Yes.
I think it worked.
Oh, it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly, yes. And so for me to just come here and throw more fire, my priority is to just let you forget your answers. That's what my priority is. Yes, and that is the only way to get my team to win. Because if you are answering your questions, who wins? Unless some of them miss their questions. And it has been a very, very, interesting journey being here, throwing more fans. And I think sometimes it gives more life to the contestants, and then it even gives more life to the program as a whole. And so I think it's been very, very
Okay,
good.
Felicity. So heading into the quarterfinal, we had four branches of CASA in the quarterfinal. But by the end of the quarterfinal, there was just one left standing. Now, your church was one of them. Your church was the one that lost first. Then you began supporting the others. How has it felt being part of the audience? Supporting branches of your church, but then realizing that there is always an end to the journey. Even the semi-final, your church also couldn't make it to the grand finale. How did you handle that? We want to know. I think Emmanuel would like to know.
Okay. So being a part of the audience has been one of the, I think, exciting times here. So Mm. So far as is a contest, surely one person has to win and the rest has to go home. So losing ours first, I decided to support our remaining denominations, that's CASA. Um, it has been, it hasn't been easy though, like just looking at it and then seeing your church losing. It's something, it's a difficult thing to accept. But so far as we all are churches and then the body of Christ is one, we support it the way it's supposed to be. So it has been nice being a part of the audience, and I've learned a lot as part of the audience. I accepted everything that came because it's supposed to happen and it has happened. Whatever is written has to come to pass.
Wow, whatever is written has to come to pass. Imano, are you still in school?
Yes, please.
So my question to you is this: this is your first time you've tasted the national stage. I mean, in 2023 you met FCUCC, they knocked you out, you went back, you realized this is what you have to do, and then you came back and then you had your sweet revenge on them. Now you've come to the nationals, Kasa KNST knocked you out. What are you going back to do differently that you feel that if I do this and I do that, when I come back next year, I could go all the way to the final and if possible win it?
Well, I think that as far as the competition is concerned, and I still have the opportunity to come here for 2 more years because I'm now moving to level 300.
Okay.
And I'm very happy about that. Whenever there's an issue of a contest or a competition, I always want to leave an indelible mark at whichever place I find myself. And then coming here and being knocked out and sitting here being part of the audience, most of the times I do focus listening and looking at the trend of questions being asked, where the questions are coming from, and where the interest of the project is. You know, mostly, even though it's a contest, it's also an area for learning,
Yeah.
where we know what we are learning about. Okay, so I believe that going back, I have made up my mind. Okay, from inspiration from contestants like Benjamin Jackson of AGCMK and UST, and then Abigail Obin of DLCFK and UST. I believe that as much as possible, what do I have to do? I have to go back to the drawing board, take my Bible more seriously, try to be more intentional. Okay, trying to remind myself of the fact that next year when I come here, I wouldn't want to be even knocked out in the quarterfinal, left alone 1/8 stage. And so I believe that as I'm going back, I am going to prepare more vigorously. And as a matter of fact, there are certain things that I used to do before, okay, on campus that I am putting aside just because of NBQ.
Wonderful, wonderful. I see. Okay, Elise, what about you? You also done with school, right?
Okay, so as for me, I'm done with school.
Yes. So we want to know because you have been here for 3 years. Unfortunately, you've never made it to the grand finale. We want to know what you feel that you could have done better. That will be a message that you are sending to any other person who is going to be contesting for Kasake University. I mean,
Okay, so one thing I realized is that whenever we finish the contest like this, and we go back, we say, I'll go and take my Bible seriously. The moment you get back from this place, you feel like you have more time. So you begin to postpone. Oh, tomorrow I'll study. This one, there is still more days ahead. I can finish it. By the time you realize the institutionals has come, and then the moment the institution championship comes up,
the nationals is around the corner.
exactly. So, as for me, I'm used to studying the Bible.
Okay.
Before even the contest started.
Okay.
And I've contested in different Bible quizzes in my church. So I devote most of my time to the study of the word, not necessarily for the quiz, but when it came up, I added that one as part of my schedules. So what I would say is that in as much as we have time for our books and then every activities we do on campus, the study of the word is another part of us as Christians. So we can devote as much time as we can for the study of the word as much as we also do for our books. Yes, we went to school to study, but we can't do without the word because that is our weapon. So we can also devote much time for the word as well.
Wonderful. We can devote much time for the word as well. My next question is going to be an interesting one because we want to hear your opinions. Now, we have an OKNUST final. And by the grace of God, none of your teams are part of the final. And no other campus branch of your churches are here. But for you, Felicity, all the same, it's a KNS church that will win. So I want to ask, which of the churches do you think is winning the contest today, this grand finale today? Last year, it was the same teams, and then DLCF KNST won. It was very close. But this year, the teams are here. Some have lost key contestants, but they all lost at least one person from the team last year. So for you, who do you think is winning?
Okay. So I believe AGCM will win.
Hey, Felicity believes AGCM will win. Oh, Gagae, we are here. Imano, who do you think is winning the contest today?
Okay, so I believe it's a very simple question to answer. I believe that at the end of 6 p.m. today, AGCM KNUST will just emerge the winner. Just that I am not really happy because Times Higher ranking West African Best University, and then we are not finding any of the denominations there on in the finals. Do you understand? And so,
but I mean, there was not even one UCC church in the semi-final.
Yes, and exactly my point. I'm not really happy because, for Times Higher ranking to be ranking you as the best university in West Africa, and then we come here, and I believe there's more we should do.
You were not ranked best in reading the Bible. So I think that we have to make that one clear. It was books, not Bible. So we have to make that one clear for our audience who are watching. But I believe that UCC has potential to do even greater.
Yeah.
Well, in 2023, there was a finalist from UCC, and then the curve went down from there. I believe that the curve can come up again. Hopefully next year, Noobs UCC will be in the grand finale. All right. So thank you very much for staying with us in this first part of our preview show. It's been an interesting conversation with Emmanuel Wata from Noobs UCC and Felicity Ivo from Casa KNUST. They were contestants, and then they went back into the audience after their teams were knocked out. And let me take words from Precious. I've been a contestant. I've been a part of the audience. I can tell you for a fact that I enjoy being in the audience. And for Emmanuel in particular, that has been the story. But
against Supporters Union President.
Wow. But it's been an interesting conversation. We will be taking a quick break. When we come back, my pundits will be joining us as we review the semifinals and preview the grand finale ahead of us. I want you to stay with us. Do remember that NBQ Ghana is the organization behind the entire National Bible Quiz project in partnership with the Bible Society of Ghana. Stay with us. When we return, we'll bring you more conversations. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NBQ Fan Show, the grand finale preview edition. We have entered into the grand finale preview proper. I have my pundits here with me. Pundits who have been very unfortunate in the semifinals, but all the same, they are pundits. And we will be going into the preview of the quarterfinals, even as we review what happened in the semifinals. Some were heartbreaks, some, I mean, God's good news. We will preview all that, but I just want to let you know ahead of the discussions that none of them have their church in the grand finale. It could be the church, but not their branch. None of them have their church in the grand finale. And so I think that with that part of the conversation, we will all come in. And on my immediate left, I have,
Akon.
okay, I have NK and
Emmanuel Nimasari.
also for Ima. And then,
Chukwemeka Daniel.
okay, welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And before we go into we had a very interesting contest here on Thursday, and we have also Ima here. We have Chukwemeka here. They both contested, and for those of you who have followed, the quiz, watched every contest, you realize that on Thursday they lost beautifully. Also Ima was on Team Chango. Chukwemeka was on Team Sweet Music.
We will win am.
Chukwemeka was close.
No, we won
But-
actually. Oh.
You-
It's called past contestant contest. So it
so what we did on that day was pair the past contestants who were around. We had King George with Emmanuel. We had Derek with Chukwemeka, and then we wanted to test their strength to see if they still had the capacity to do anything if they were in the championship this year. So we gave them a pair from this year's championship, and I can gladly tell you that they were not up to capacity. They lost beautifully.
Chukwemeka is
Chukwemeka
up to
did well to an extent, but
Chukwemeka
King
is up to
George
capacity.
and Emmanuel performed brutally. and
You see, we
Eh.
wanted to close the gap during the true or false, and something happened,
it was very ironic that Chango, also Ima was on Team Chango. Chango graciously sponsored the speed race for this year's championship, but unfortunately, when it got to the team Chango contesting for the speed race,
Our speed race wasn't bad.
they scored the lowest.
But you scored the lowest.
No,
They
it
scored the
was,
lowest.
It was what's the name? The current contestant.
BSG.
We had 6 at round 1.
And then
moved
10
it
in
to
round 2.
16.
So 16.
We took it to 16. They had, I think, 20 something.
25 and went to
Moved it
38.
30 something.
38, yes.
No,
We-
yeah,
I
to
checked it.
38.
It looks like it was Chukwemeka who did the magic for that one day. We
Still had
wanted
the
to give
firepower.
them some gap and close it at the true or false because our contestant was prepared for
It is
true or
not on the
false.
floor. And the funny thing is, the moment they lost the actual contest, their teams also followed suit. They are learning from their coordinator.
No,
no,
you
no,
don't say
It was a different style.
different.
But all in all, it was a very good outing from
Good one.
Chukwemeka and Emmanuel, who have been out of the
Yes.
game for a whole year, having had much preparation,
Ah,
but then came
Ayo
in.
heater. Fair.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
commendable.
I was surprised Chukwemeka was ringing for the. Hey, Charlie. He's ready to murder some people, but he's not getting the chance.
All right.
It's like you know what is my mind? What's on my mind? If like small chance, one more year.
Give him one more year.
One more year.
All right. All right.
You
So,
see
but
90 points.
90. So we had the semi-final preview on Wednesday nights, and we said a lot. We spoke a lot about a number of teams. There were some predictions. Some even predicted the pairs of teams that will perform, and even that they still got it wrong. And I think today we have to be asking a lot of questions of our pundits here. What went wrong? Nana Kwame came into contest 1 with all the energy in the world, expecting Gamsu KNUST to win. Unfortunately, they won from the bottom. And
Oh,
and Osofo Ima also came in with Kasa expecting to win.
Come on, boys.
That
Push
one also
it.
didn't end well. Chukwuemeka had all the hope in DLCF Legon. Unfortunately, that one too did not go well. So we will take the contest one after the other and then talk about what actually happened in those contests and then compare it to what we were expecting ahead of those respective contests. So in contest one, we had Aposa KNST against Gamsu KNUST and DLCF KNUST, the only all KNUST semi-final we had this year. I could argue that it's been the only all KNST semi-final we've had since the inception of the NBQ, and it was a good one. It was a good one. It was a NK was expecting that Gamsu KNUST would win, even though it will be tight between Gamsu KNUST and DLCF KNUST. Chukwuemeka was here, objectively telling us that DLCF KNST would win. And then by the grace of God, DLCF KNST won that particular contest. Let me start from Osofo Emmanuel. You didn't have a skin in that contest. What was your take on that contest?
Oh, I think on the Wednesday night I predicted Deeper Life, but I said it will be between Deeper Life and Gamsuke University. I think I wrote off Aposa University, but they did impress me. So my prediction was correct. I predicted for Deeper Life University because they were very good. I mean, their replacement for Smart, the guy was very good. But I was expecting Gamsuke University to, I mean, do more, but semi-final is semi-final. You could see that I think 6 sets of questions and Gamsuke University were having 0 points or so. So it wasn't easy. Aposa too did very well.
But for them to miss out on 6 sets of questions and finish 9 points behind the winner, it's still a good showing.
Yeah, they did it.
It was still a good showing because if you
subsequent-
miss 6, when that's 18 points, you've lost. But for you to finish 9 points behind the winner, it either tells us that they really pulled up or the other teams got lost along the way.
I think they came back stronger. I think during their speed race wasn't that bad, and the POD, I think they had the highest score. I think
Yeah,
7 or 8.
7.
So it pushed them, and they weren't bad. But the Deeper Life, the Aposa guys were stronger. They were stronger.
Okay. Chukwuemeka, before I come to you, NK. NK had high hopes. I wish we could play that part of the video where NK was happily telling us that we are going to see a Gamsu show.
I think I rightly mentioned that it's going to be a tight contest between Gamsu and then Deeper Life.
So that was the
Yes.
first thing that you got wrong. You can go ahead, but I just want everyone to know that was the
Don't
first
worry.
thing that NK got wrong for that day.
That is fine, but I want you to keep up the energy as we are moving.
Oh, we will move.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll get there. You'll get there. Yeah, so I predicted that Gamsu would go through, but then the mistake they did was they didn't start well. This was their worst round one I've seen. Yes, that was their mistake. They didn't start well, and they were, I think, 9 points behind. Is it 9 or 8? One of them between the first and the
So
third. I
they
think it was
finished.
8.
They finished with 6 points, and then DLCF had 15. So Aposa had 15. DLCF had
Yes.
14.
So that's 9
So
points
9
behind.
points
Yes.
behind there.
That wasn't the best start. You could see that the remainder of the rounds, should you take out the round one, it was a very close contest. I think they were down by a point or so. So they starting on a bad note was what affected them.
Okay.
Yes, but then they did well to keep up the pace one way or the other. They didn't bow their heads down. I think credit goes to Aposa.
Yeah.
Most of us didn't see that show coming. Yes, even if it was going to be a 3-way contest, I didn't expect it to be that. I didn't expect that firepower from Aposa. I mean, right from round one, they did so well. They took advantage of every opportunity they had to stay on top. And they could have won the contest, actually, which
Yeah.
I must give them credit for. Kudos to them. They finally reached the potential we saw in them in the previous years, which is something commendable.
I think yes, too. Aposa has something to do with their speed race. They are not afraid of the bell.
Yeah.
You see, it's the competition was at a stage where when you are able to get some speed race question, you protect those points. Because you realize this year, people were not getting a lot of speed race questions. So when you're able to get some 3, 2, 4, you protect those points. But these people were not afraid of the bell. And I think it worried them in some way.
It could have also paid off. I think on the Gamsu, I think it's worth mentioning that between the round one, they finished with 24 points, right? So they accumulated 18 points in total. DLCF accumulated 19 points. So between round two and round five, it was 18 for Gamsu, 19 for DLCF KNST, which means that, as Anke rightly said, if Gamsu had started well, the contest could have been theirs to win.
And 12 for Aposa.
Yes.
Okay, so from round 2 to round 5, they only accumulated
Yes,
12
so
points.
the 1-1 went against them. Look at Mecca. It was a good day for Deeper Life.
It was a good day.
In the morning. Yes, yes. Let's put it that way. It was a good morning for
Good morning.
DLCF.
Good morning.
What was your takeaway from that particular contest? Even though they won, I mean, I still want to hear what you took away from that contest as far as DLCF KNST was concerned.
They did well. At least they improved in the two of us, because last quarterfinal they had 4. I think they improved on that to, I think, 10 points. Okay, so they did well, but credit to Aposa for that round 1, because I know that DLCF, they're good with the round 1, because I think they have the highest score for round 1 since the beginning of this championship, even from 1-8 to today. They have the highest score. So Aposa beating them round 1, I was quite surprised. But round 2, they came back, and like Prezi said, protecting the point is very important. Not all the questions are made for you. If you are sitting on this stage, that is it. Not all the questions are meant for you. There's some you take, there's some you let go. So if you are attempting everything, you keep getting that minuses. I think that's what affected Pensa KUST, trying to go for every question. Not all the questions are meant for you. I think they will learn from that, because they have met that potential that we were expecting, even though we didn't see that during the 1-8 stage. But the quarterfinals, we saw that, and the semi-finals also, they also fought for it. It was a good fight, and for me, this is the finals before the finals. Anyone who wins this contest will be the champion today. So you know already.
Early prediction.
This is the Pastor even said it. This is the contest final before final. You see, it was very tough. All teams performed. If Aposa took this point to contest 2, they are champions, or it will be a tiebreaker. If they take this point to contest 3, they will be trailing by 1 point or 2 points. And the same thing we can say about Gamsu KUST.
The only thing is that every contest and the question, you don't know.
Oh, that one too is there, but at least use that point to motivate yourself. Oh, if I can do something. So kudos to DLCF KUST. I don't know how they keep doing it year after year after year after year, making the finals. So kudos to them. But Gamsu KUST and Aposa KUST, the KUST championship very, very tough. KUST championship very, very tough, because all the teams are performing, and they are still remaining for another year. So it will be a tough one next year.
Abigail is coming in.
No, Abigail is, but Richmond is there, and Noah is also there. So, yeah.
Okay. So that was contest 1 of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship, the semi-finals. Contest 2 was also a good one. Before I won't even mention the teams. I just want also for Ima to take us from that point. Contest 2, semi-final contest 2. So talk to us.
I think we enjoyed one of the best contests that day. From it was a matter of heart issues from round 1 to round 4, even to round 5. So Casa Legon leading with 15 points, and I think for that I need to applaud my boys for leading the round 1, because you could check from the questions that were coming that their position wasn't that favorable, because during that contest there were a lot of preambles where they go to each team's pick answers from each.
No,
But
but the
you
thing
let
you
me
know, you know.
finish. Oh, let me finish. I'm
Nah,
coming.
Chukwuemeka,
I'm coming. I'm
if you
coming.
know, you know.
Let
Yeah,
him finish.
let me
I'll
come.
come.
I'm
I'll come
coming.
and count time on that.
Okay.
The boys did well. I mean, so round one, 15 points. I was expecting a better subsequent rounds. I mean, we didn't have a good round 2 to round 4 because adding up only 4 points from round 2 to round 5 wasn't the best. And I think during our preview, Chukwuemeka said that I said that contest will be the winner will be chosen from the round 2, the speed race. Any team that gets a better speed race is going to win that competition. But it looks like none of them had a better speed race. Maybe Deeper Life, but they too were lagging in the round 1, so they did a comeback. And Chukwuemeka said a team that has a good true or false in that contest will win. And I think it pays off because New Breed had the better true or false. Yeah, they
7 points.
they added 7 points. Casa added 1 point.
But
Deeper Life added
it also brings
minus
questions
2.
about the true or false that day because I felt the whole day, if you take out DLCF, Kenya who scored 10, it was bad for the other teams.
Should I tell you why?
I think
Do you want me to tell you why?
Tell us
Yeah,
why.
Chukwuemeka, tell us.
The agenda, guys. That's one of the reasons. When you are sitting on this seat and somebody is shouting, you don't have time to assess the question. Especially when you are sitting the first. You are sitting first. The preamble comes to you first. Other teams have the chance to go through the preamble, assess the preamble. But when you are sitting first, you can see even AGCM KUSC affected them. They were sitting first. They had like 3 wrong. So when you are shouting, I've sat here before, and you are the first. When you are shouting, you confuse the person sitting down there. So the agenda guys affected. My guys also told me the same thing. The pressure was coming from them. Let the lady talk. Let the guy talk. Let the lady talk. All those things affected.
Okay.
All those things affected the contestants because, and this is their first time experiencing that form of heat. So
Okay.
it's when you go on, you begin to, but that also played a part with the true or false. Like I said, whoever wins the true or false will win that contest.
I think adding up to the agenda something. I think when it comes to the heat, your team should know how to control the heat.
Yeah.
Your team should know how to handle the pressure that will be coming from them. We cannot stop the agenda boys from.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
can't stop them.
but my problem with the agenda boys was that, especially when maybe their team is on the first seat or their team gets it correct, let me put it that way, the noise.
The team.
So you realize that the subsequent teams are not hearing the question input. Because I think after our contest, one of our contestants told me that you see the agenda boys on that day was for New Breed. So New Breed was on the second seat. They get their answer right. They are making noise. So he complained that they were sometimes not hearing the question. They were not here. So I think maybe
Complete the same thing.
they were not hearing the question. I think one thing is that the agenda boys, when the quiz mistress is reading a question, they should keep quiet. They have the chance to make the noise. Or probably our quiz mistress should wait for them to finish their noise, then they take it from there. They take it from there. But I don't think that's the only challenge with the true or false. The thing is that aside not hearing, some too is that they didn't know. They didn't know. The truth is they did. And you could see that it wasn't only the contest too. It was the whole day contest.
Yes,
and
that's
you realize
what I was trying to say.
you realize that it wasn't a matter of, you could see that the guessing works were a lot.
Yes, yes.
Those who were even
those who
able to
score
had,
high,
get the
get a lot of
10
guessing.
marks addition and that, you could see that it was a lot of guessing work. So probably we can conclude that maybe the questions were difficult.
yes, to add up to that,
Own was
I think
bad.
the true or false this year, I don't think any team has scored perfectly.
No.
And that should tell you that this year the questions are tougher. The true or false in particular.
It's very true.
And even the test of the day, we've seen only one perfect score. Only one.
From Pensake University.
Yes.
So
And even that one, it was a past question.
I think the conclusion from there is that the standards this year are low in terms of contestants.
It could be the standard, it could be the
No,
question.
because there are questions that we hear,
Yeah.
and you know that these questions I have heard it before.
Yes.
But
And
yeah,
a contestant is on stage who even answered that question last year and still missed it this year.
the problem of the day.
For GCCI.
Okay,
Is it
yes.
GCCI?
That was what
GCCI.
Yeah, Jesus, as that got that 10 out of 10 last year.
He has
This year,
solved it
Yeah.
3 times. 2023, as this contest, that POD came. 2024, it came. 2025, it came. He had 4. We can make conclude that though maybe the contestants are not, the standard is not there, but they are picking some questions to which are very serious for a contestant to pick. You see, this time around, you could see that most of the questions were coming from the epistles and the minor prophetic
Yes,
books.
minor prophet.
And you see, those places is not easy to memorize. You see, when you realize that during the speed race and the questions that were coming from the Kings, the Samuels, which have stories, they could give you everything. When they pick those questions, they will give you everything about it. And this time around to the Gospels that people who used to get points, they will tell you that, follow me. The question will be like, follow me.
From the book of John only.
From the book of John. Follow me was used this time. Tell us anything you know about it. So you need to
The structure has changed
you
a
need to
little.
you
The
need to go
structure has
deeper than
changed a
deeper
little.
life.
You have to do systematic stages. Like
You get, and the true or false questions. I think AGCM did some guessing work on their assembly. They were like, there are this number of verses in from Daniel chapter 1 to Daniel chapter 5. Oh my God. How can you get you get it? So on these questions, you are going to do guessing works, and so I think from last year's standard, you see, last year we were doing more of the stories, maybe the Kings. You see, that part was so they were expecting that from this year, and they came and so they are going to work on their prophetic and epistle books. So probably next year there will be
What if
improvement.
they go and work on that for next year and they come and something else comes?
You see, the thing is that the stories, they are very conversant with the stories. So right now, what they need to bridge is the epistles and the prophetic
Because
books.
For me, I felt that the main issue we had this year was with the application questions.
Yes, the questions are too practical as compared to previous years.
And the contestants were not getting.
You know what changed the practical questions? You realize that before the was it
The added
Castor KNUST contest 1/8. Before that, people were picking the practical questions.
Yeah.
It was when Felicity took a question, gave us a lot of Bible verse, and Pastor Abi came and take the mic and said that right now we have specific things we are looking for the practical questions. So you don't take the question and throw.
But even beyond then, that's just one question, the main one in the speed race. But there were questions about how social media is affecting the evangelism. There were so many questions.
And this year,
Some of these questions,
They were
you can
restricted.
attempt them, but then you are restricted to a particular
book. This year's
particular
question
Bible
was
verse.
A particular, yes.
Bible verse.
So when you are restricted,
Yeah.
the message you had in mind, you have to now look for the verse in that book. Maybe that was not what came to mind initially.
They tell you
That's
And
what.
give me a verse. Preach and give me a verse.
they tell you
to
a
back-
story in Genesis, a story in
Analogy.
Romans. You see, they restrict you to a place.
There's one question they ask. It is from 2 Kings, and you use Luke to give the answer.
Yes.
The Asher, the woman Anna in the temple from the tribe of Asher. They asked a question from 2 Kings when they left exile about the northern tribe. You use Luke to give the answer. How do you want me to think from that?
See, the standard, I think the standard
the standard
from the
was
contestant
raised.
has probably decreased based on scores from last year and this year. But the question too has increased. I
think their expectations is also a factor.
Hmm.
Expectations.
Let me touch on the semi-final round 1 questions, the last set of questions. Look at how this year the question was set. You see, last year it was like we give you maybe a word, then they will tell you quote 6 scriptures from that word. But this year they tell you spirit, quote from Romans, or quote from You get it?
Ow.
They give you a word. You are quoting six scriptures from a book.
Today we don't know where we are going.
Today,
But I don't know where they are going. For I know it says from old or new. But
Don't
now,
know.
I don't know if you are sending me to Revelations or
You don't know.
Philippians.
You don't know.
Or you take me
I
to
mean, the
Corinth
the questions
or
have
Ephesus.
the
I don't know
standard
where
of the
you are sending me
questions
to,
has
so
been good. Let's accept that fact too.
the standard, Charlie.
Yeah, but you see, we are supposed to be on an upward curve. I mean, if the
Sometimes the expectation, like we are following trend, we learn with the trend.
So,
You see,
so
usually
that's
Torah, Gospels, you know that these books, if you master them, you have covered like half, you are halfway through, or even a little step more than halfway. But now the gospel questions, they are not even the ones that are coming. Follow me. So
You check the trend. You check the trend. One thing we knew was that no matter what, in a contest, you get as exact as possible narrate the parable of this time around. You sit here if you brought only parables.
no. So this is what I'm saying. Expectations. You come expecting. It has been said that the scope is the whole Bible. You come expecting to see what was seen last year. It won't work for you.
It won't work for
In the same way, if you come here next year expecting to see what you saw this year, it won't work for you. So I feel that our contestants should wrap their heads around the fact that it is the whole Bible.
The whole Bible.
Learn the Bible. And the way we do it this year, quiz is ending today. If you start reading the Bible with us according to the plan from tomorrow, by the start of the next championship, you would have read the entire Bible with us.
That's true.
And I feel that if our contestants are able to give much attention to it, you won't come here and it's like you've not even heard it before. Because sometimes the questions are asked and the answers they are given or not given is telling you that they have never heard it before.
Never heard it before.
Which is not what we should expect from the contestants, and it is not what they should give to us.
That's true.
So I think that they should start changing their expectations. Expect the whole Bible. Prepare the whole Bible. When you come and we give you only a portion of the Bible, it is still inside the whole Bible.
At least those watching from the house who know that they have not learned anything.
You're right.
You can see that one contest. You don't answer one question. You know that.
Yeah.
I have to go back to my
I
Bible.
think that was the question Nana Kwame was asking during the Gamsuke NSC contest. What is happening? What is happening? And we saw pictures of his emotions everywhere. I mean,
It's not easy.
but a big congratulations to New Breed KNUST for making it to a
I think
second
we need to.
consecutive,
I think
final.
touching on that, I didn't even know that
Lemo
Obrimpon was part of the 2023 competition. I think it was one of the videos I saw Obrimpon's face in the 2023 competition. Right. Wasn't Obrimpon part of the 2023?
He was part.
Uh-huh.
In fact, in 2023, New Breed had only 2 contestants, Obrimpon and Lemo.
So I saw it in the video and I was like, and with 2023 Obrimpon was
2024. I think.
2024.
I saw a video. It looks like 2023, and I saw Obrimpon face.
In
I don't know if
2023. I don't think.
really.
Obrimpon was not-
So what Obrimpon's first appearance was
year.
2024. Oh, okay, sure. Because I saw a video, it looks so I wanted to applaud them that for the 2023 we didn't know them but we fine. But still they've done well. 2024, 2025, 2 consecutive years from your 2 appearances, you've been to the final. We've seen people come in the 3rd time and not tasted the final
We
before.
will get
So
there.
we are not supposed to get there. So it's a great performance from Obrimpon and his team. And I think the replacement for Lemo, top notch. That our semi-final contest, Wesley. I think I felt the presence of Wesley more than Obrimpon, especially the speed race.
No.
Really?
No.
That's what I was observing.
I think I will stand with you.
Yeah, I felt the presence of Wesley more than Obrimpon in the.
It could also be like
I also side with Chuku.
It could also be like
I was
Chukwuemeka
not
said. He knows the answer and he's telling.
Yes,
Wesley.
Obrimpon was.
Where I was seeing the.
Because he had the experience.
Mhm.
Of the 2 of them, he's the one who had the experience, and that could also be a factor.
Obrimpon did very well. But I don't know why, but I was feeling the presence of Wesley. So it means that it was a good replacement. And for the KNUST teams, we need to applaud them for that. Their replacement level, Charlie, top notch. AGCM KNUST, see the replacement. Very Deeper Life, same thing. So, I mean, they are
Gamsu.
doing well.
Same.
So
They are
I
doing
want
well.
to ask, what happened to the UG teams?
Let me talk about my team. Let me talk about my team. Okay, so I think my team they did well. You knew I said I will not speak on this because my aim was to get the seeded status back. If final was added, then we thank God. But they did well, even though we started poorly. I think the round two, we were the one who was talking. The rest were talking about getting minus, minus, minus. But we were the one who answered questions correctly during the round two. And the reason why I said whoever wins the true or false wins the contest was because I've watched New Breed KNUSC. Their true or false was bad.
Coming into the semi
Coming into the semi-final, true or false was bad. And my true or false, my team, the true or false has been good. The contest before, we had 7 out of 8. And the 1-8, we had 6 out of 8. So my expectation was that even though we are able to get our 7 or our 6, we will win the New Breed bar.
That was my expectation.
That
We
was-
too, we had 6 round 1-8, 7
So
quarter.
for anyone who is not getting what they are trying to say, they both lost to New Breed KNUST. That is
Yeah.
the two churches.
Is,
both
is,
lost.
it, is it
It's,
necessary?
it's really surprising.
So
though.
Is
Casa
it like
Legon
none of
and
you
CF
won?
Legon,
Is it
both-
necessary?
You're in the same contest and none of you could win.
Can you speak?
You are part of the reasons why KNUST is laughing at us. Like, you've got one of them. Just
Where were
ask
you?
them.
But the UG
I gave mine to you. I gave my seat to you.
we did well. Unlike last year when they were just beating us.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Last
yes.
two-
This
Oh,
year,
yeah,
we
this
put
year
in a
was
fight.
closer. This year was very
this
tight.
year,
This year, you
we
could
just
see
give
that.
it out to them so that they will just do what they want to.
I don't know if I'm making the right analogy or analysis, but you could see that this year, it's not that the KNUST teams are better than
Better.
the UG teams.
The true or false?
It's not because, as I was saying, from the
true or
semi-finals I witnessed, the true or false, it was more of guessing works. So it was like their guessing works were good.
Because if you do like
It
this,
was.
if false,
I saw. I saw.
Guess.
Yeah.
it's guess.
Yes. A lot of Ben
Guess.
10 was like
False.
false. You can't.
You know it's guess.
Go and answer.
And
You are
you
doing. So you
false.
could see it was a lot of guessing works, and maybe probably their radios
Yeah.
were good. Their radios were good, but I would say even with the radios part, if you are in they were not.
Like
I
that.
mean,
So if I'm getting you right, it means that what you are saying is that next year we won't see an KNUST.
Oh, no. For that,
don't
I
think-
can
I don't
assure
think
you.
that one, I assure you.
I think they are. They are in
Please,
their,
can I get someone to record this
Record
part of
it.
the conversation?
Record
You can record it. We have the men.
See
I'm sure-
all
Oh, we have the
time.
men.
I'm sure the KNUST people are watching now. Like we said this last year.
Oh, no.
But
We
I
have
mean,
the
the
men.
gap.
We have the
You see,
men.
last year,
It was
by end of round
round-
3,
we are
AGCM
done.
is
We are
done with
down.
Gamsu UG.
Yes.
By end of round 4, what's the name? New Breed is done with Casa Legon. I was here.
You forgot to mention AGCM is done with Live City. End of.
Get it?
Uh-huh.
Gamsu UG and Live
Live
City.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
They are done.
They are done.
They are not giving you any hope at round 5.
Round five.
You
Round
get it?
four, cry, we are
Round
not
4
at
cry.
Yeah.
But you could see that
We are
this
fighting
year
to the
around,
end.
even the Casa contest, Casa led from round 1 to round
Round
3.
three.
The Live City contest, you could see that inexperience caused Live City doing the speed race.
So,
Like, I think touching back to the Live City, I feel like Daphne shouldn't have come into the contest
Yes.
on that day.
Yes.
she
So
could
you
have
see,
come for the round 4, round 5.
No.
Round 4.
Probably
at
round
the
5 or
point
round
the
2.
contest got to,
Daphne wasn't
she
supposed to
shouldn't have
be
come.
here.
She shouldn't have come because
There was
No,
too pressure. The pressure.
when you
Don't
are
change the
when
contest.
two people are contesting, they build
Yeah.
momentum to a point,
Making that
and
sub.
and trying to
Make that
change
sub.
things up.
It caused,
Now they have to work
Because they-
together again, and
caused.
at that time the contest was already at a point where it was tense. It was
That's the whole thing.
so
Yeah.
That's the whole
it's
thing.
either you were bringing the person in from the start before
feel
the
like-
test of the day, or don't bring the person at all.
The round they needed Daphne was
Yes.
round
Round
2.
two. Round 2.
Because I
Round
could
2.
see Prince ringing.
I think we are doing the review for that contest now, right? Because we've already zoomed into it.
Because I could see Prince ringing. Your contestant was Prince, right?
Yes.
And Daphne will rise up on her feet. Daphne, Prince started dancing, and Daphne was like,
Ah.
Then she sat down. Because you could see that Daphne, maybe they had learn about it or something. So she was expecting Prince to get that right, and you could see inexperience forced them in the round two.
So you see, we were saying this even before we started the quarterfinals, started the semifinals, that you don't bring. I mean, if you
We
have,
saw that
if you have
Deeper
the
Life Ken
experienced
University.
people,
Deeper
bring
Life
them
Ken
in,
University.
they will
We saw that.
finish the contest off for you. But you bring in a new faces, and as the contest was progressing, if you didn't have a new person, an old person, it's different.
You know why? True of
But
course is
you
very
do
hot.
you
That's
do
the
have
whole-
the new person.
It's very hot.
And we had already established that the true of us this year
Is
was
there.
not going well for anybody.
No.
So it is not true or false that you are going to bring someone in expecting the person to win the contest.
You get it.
And
Because-
have you noticed is the most interesting part of all the contests? The two of
this
us.
year it has been
That
the
is where
deciding
the
factor.
ASU work.
Yeah, it has been the deciding factor
Deciding
for
factor in almost
all
all the
contests.
contests.
Because at that point, the heat is already there. Like
Yeah.
everyone is on fire.
The gap
The
is-
least mistake,
Yeah.
you might lose focus. You might spoil the whole game for you.
When Daphne was coming, the pressure was very high.
Very high.
So it brings pressure on Daphne that even if you come into the team, if you come in your first three or true or false question, you get it wrong. You've come and caused the team.
Yes.
We will
She
bring
got two of them.
Yes, she
She
got two of the
them
first
wrong.
three questions.
Yes.
When that happened, we will blame you that you've caused the team.
Yeah.
Because we will say like Prince was doing the job.
So you see, this is what I always say, that as a coordinator, your substitutions should be strategic.
Yeah.
You should be very strategic when it
Very
comes to making substitutions, because there may be some substitutions that you make that are unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
There may be some substitutions that you make that may be too late. There may be some substitutions that you make that will be on point.
I feel like the time we got to round 4, if Daphne was in round 2, the game would have
been different.
But
It would have
round
been
4, she needed to wait for round 5.
5.
She needed to wait for round 5. It
Because
was
the heat, the
Yeah.
tension affected around 5.
And for that particular contest, I feel Life City could have won it easily. Because I've seen the boys and their strength. The speed race, that's where my challenge. They lost 8 points. And this is the reason. You see, they ranked twice and then repeated the answer that the previous team mentioned and it was wrong. It was 2 times. That's 2 marks. And then aside that, there was this question. A sequence, 32,000, 22,000, Gideon's men. I witnessed a trial contest where they answered this question. So when they got to 32,000, 22,000, like, ring. And then they mentioned the next number. I think that was a 9,700. AGCM rang. If they had ranked first, they could have got it correct easily. And that would be 6 points because AGCM had 3. So reducing that 3 and then getting the 3, which would have tied the contest. So I feel they lost the contest in the round 2.
Round 1, they were answering bonuses.
Yes.
Failing some of the bonuses.
Yes, they attempted bonuses that were wrong. Instead of they relaxing and then making sure they have the answer on point.
I'm sure they had a plan of killing the game at round 2.
They could have killed the game at round 2 because 8 points
Just as
lost.
I was saying, you don't
they
lose
could have
13
killed it.
points. You don't
So
lose
this
13.
is where the experience comes in. An experienced contestant will know that this one there, don't go. And there was this question. You could see that they know the thing.
They know that.
The question on Gideon's.
That's what I was just saying.
They know it.
I knew they knew it. So when I heard 32 times 22,000,
You see, this is what I was talking about when I mentioned the standard. This question, Chukwemeka would have ranked immediately had 32,000.
yes,
You try your best.
yes.
You get it.
And I was surprised
And-
AGCM didn't ring too
and
until later.
Because when they mentioned 22,000, I knew they knew the answer.
I was behind the bell. I nearly rang for them.
You see, sometimes to being on the stage, you will like, you see, Pascal has been dropping, so you feel like they are using that number to trick you. It's also the psychology.
There is
everything.
also the idea of, I mean, 32,000 in the Pascal, that's just the only question that's answered. Unlike the question on Raymond the Bureaucrate, which is 2 different questions.
2 different questions.
You get it.
Some question can never
So
go
some
2
questions
ways.
are just one.
One.
And my point was, that is what AGCM did. They rang and they said everything they
Around
knew
it.
about the
Yes, you've heard 32,
That's what-
22.
They
that's
said
what-
Just ring.
everything
Say
they knew.
everything.
So there was no room for you to say that no, I will not
Incorrect.
complete it.
No room.
And everyone in the auditorium felt that at that point, if they had been given wrong, I mean, there would have been some form of protest and all that.
Mm.
So it's that is where the whole an experienced person like Abigail knew when to ring and when not to ring.
That's what I'm saying.
I think this contest, they were very conservative in the speed race. I think the first about 5 or 6 questions, no one had attempted. Because they know that I'm not leaving room for any -1. I mean, they started well with the speed race, but then later on, they were just, let me ring. We need points. Let me ring, which caused them.
Wow. But all the same, a big congratulations to AGCM KNUST.
I hope we don't come back discussing this
last year they had Ariel. This year they've added pure water to it.
We need to talk about that thing today. They are riddles. Some riddles they take. I mean, the guy is
No,
serious.
I think that if you look at it very well, of the 3 teams in the final, they are the best when it comes to riddles.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I want us to take our time to talk about the grand finale. So we'll take a quick break. When we return from the break, we'll talk about the grand finale, what we should expect, who our pundits are expecting to win the contest, especially those who don't have their skin in the game. Let me put it that way. I know Chukwuemeka would have a semi-objective opinion, but we will wait to see right after this break. Stay with us as we go on this short commercial break.
Identify 3 statements in Ephesians chapter 2 which use the adverb together. Ephesians chapter 2. Even when we were dead in sins, has quickened us together and raised us up together and made us sit, in whom all the building fitly framed together, in whom you also are built together, habitation of God through the Spirit. Identify 3 statements.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard, and I've been your host for this edition of the preview show. We are previewing the grand finale. I've had with me Nana Kwame, Emmanuel, and then Chukwuemeka. We've had an exciting conversation about the semifinals and all that went on. We're about to zoom into the preview of the grand finale. We have a repeat of last year's grand finale. We have DLCF KNUST against New Breed KNUST and AGCM KNUST. Last year, DLCF had contestants Smarts, Abigail, and Noah. This year, Smart has been replaced by Richmond. New Breed had Lemuel and Obrempong contesting for them last year. This year, they have Wesley, Samuel, and Obrempong. And then for AGCM KNUST, they had Isaac and Benjamin. And this year they have Benjamin back, and the 2 contestants that were with him last year have been replaced by Odikro. And so we are about to look at how all that will fit into the contest all together today. Let me begin from Emmanuel. this is a repeat grand finale. The journey hasn't been easy for any of the contestants. It hasn't been easy for them. Last year, some were scoring 50, 40, and this year it was not that high. I think the only one who scored in the 30s was the LCFK NUST in the semi-final. So, what do you make of the entire grand finale? How do you see it going?
I think we are going to experience an epic showdown this afternoon. We are going to have a nice contest, a very tight one. When you check the road of all teams, you can see that Deeper Life knocked out Aposa UCC AGCM Legon in the quarterfinal. And the way they made that contest look easier, it wasn't easier. We know AGCM Legon from institutionals, Aposa UCC. They are not bad, but they did it so simple. And even with that contest, they had a poor true or false. They came against Aposa KNUST, Gamsu KNUST, and they used experienced composer and steeds to go through. And now they are facing AGCM KNUST. AGCM KNUST, we know from last year, hasn't been the best from last year. What we saw from them last year, but they haven't been bad. They always they won both their contests in the Radials. And New Breed too hasn't been just like last year, but they've managed to get to the finals. They've managed. So I won't take the scores from the semi-finals again, because we always see a contest and what happens. A contest and what happens. Because if you are to take scores from previous contests, maybe probably Casa Legon should be in the final, because we had the highest score in the quarterfinals among the three teams. So Deeper Life, AGCM KNUST, and the New Breed KNUST. It's going to be a tough contest.
Who are you picking?
But
Chukwuemeka, please
let me do my analysis.
We are taking thoughts.
let me
come to the
let me do
predictions.
my
We are just
let me
taking
do my
thoughts. Chukwuemeka,
analysis.
now let me come to you.
Let me
Let me come to you. How do you see
So
this?
the yam session will be.
Go straight.
Chukwuemeka,
Yam
I
session.
want to hear from you. The whole contest. What are you expecting? How are you seeing it going?
Okay, so this contest, as last 2 years, it will end round 5. It will
Okay.
go to the line, to the end of the line, to see the winners. And unlike AGCM and New Breed, I'm just hoping that they don't lag behind at the end of round 1, because AGCM, their round 1 has not been that good. And round 2, you could see DLCF, KUST, their round 1 and round 2, they have been picking the points. They have been picking the points in round 1 and round 2. So I hope these two teams don't lag behind at the end of round 1, round 2. But the team with the best true or false,
I think
Chukwuemeka,
team with the best true or false.
I think
Be-
now I
you know why
will
I'm saying
join
this?
him.
If somebody gets fails to answer a true or false question correct, and you answer yours correct, it's +3. 3 points difference. So if you get -1 +2, 3 points. So the team with the best true or false will win the contest. If a team gets clean sheet true or false, that team will win. And
Okay.
New Breed, KNUST, that true or false is not good. And AGCM too, the same thing. I think the 3 teams, all of them, that true or false is not good. So the team that will take the best, that will have the best true or false, maybe 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8 will win the contest.
Since my team is not in, I'm just praying they have a good true or false so that I enjoy the contest.
Okay. NK.
Yes, so we have quite a contest on our hands. Yeah, so these 3 teams have been very excellent, over the course of the championship. When we take it back to last year, we saw them on the highest stage, and it was a close contest between AGCM and then Deeper Life. They went back to their home in Kumasi, and then we saw that this time around AGCM beat Deeper Life, and the margin was quite wide. I think 20 points gap. Yes. And then this year we are seeing Deeper Life. This year national champion, we are seeing Deeper Life put on a masterful performance in their contest as compared to the other two teams. They've been relatively better in their delivery. But the final is the final. I mean, for AGCM and Deeper Life, they've met previously this year. And then we've seen what happened. But then the contestants were different. They were different. Abigail was not part of that contest. Okay. And then again, Ephraim didn't start that contest too for AGCM. So it's a different thing altogether. You could see that AGCM start to their contests have not been the best. Their first contest, they were trailing behind by quite a number of points. 8. They don't start well. Their second contest, even though they led, they've not reached somewhere around 15 yet. I think it was 13 points. So their round 1 hasn't been the best. But then they've been very good at finishing the deal. Even with the tough questions in true or false that we've been talking about, their attribute is good. Those questions that we know that no one should know the answer to. Unless you've expected something like that, you shouldn't get it right. And they are getting it right because their attribute is good. And their riddles is something else. The riddles that, if once they ring, chances are that they will get it. Unless they don't ring. They wait until they know that, no, this statement you are giving me is definitely this person, then they will ring. That's one thing about them. So if they have to wait till the last clue to get it right, they wait.
Okay.
Yes. So it's something that I think they are very good at. Speed reads, like ringing bell, they are very, very good at it. For Deeper Life too, they've been starting very well. So far, it was the quarterfinal that I saw that they are true or false. It didn't click, but then they didn't make any substitution this time around. I'm sure the finals to see the same two faces end the contest based on what they've done. So it will be a cracker one. New Breed too they've been a team that people have ignored, but they've been very good. Wesley is very good. The way he speaks, when he's speaking and you're assessing that you are supporting New Breed, you have that confidence that this guy can be right. The way he speaks, he knows what he's talking about. And their riddles too is very good. The semi-final, I was watching them closely. I noticed that even the riddle that they had wrong, the next clue they gave, they knew the answer. They knew the answer. Because I saw a whisper on their lips and then it was the same as the right answer. So they are very good with the riddles too.
So see, when you watch the contest, Nana Kwame is watching whispers on their lips.
Yes, Obrin Pong knew the answer in the next clue.
Follow every detail. Every detail.
Please, he's being attentive to detail. He's following every detail.
Yes, so all three teams are good with the riddles. We know Richmond's riddle skill. Yes, so if you slack behind in one round, it could go a long way to cost you by losing by 2 full points or 1 full point. Yes, so this contest is not one that you should relax. So AGCM, if they start well, it will be an interesting contest. Yes.
Okay. So let me take your predictions for this contest. Chukwemeka.
Okay. So
Chukwemeka, you have to start by telling us you are being objective. Otherwise, we won't believe you.
No, so let me say something before I predict. So if you beat somebody during the institutional championship, don't think that you have an upper hand during the national championship. The national championship deals with content. If you don't have content, you will lack. And I've seen my team, the DLCF KUSC team, they have a lot of content. So if you are not having content and you beat me during the institutional championship, and I go and do my homework, gather more content, I will beat you again. So I'll beat them again. So AGCM, at the end of today, it will be that only DLCF teams have beat AGCM. From 2023, where we beat them, 2024, our brothers beat them, 2025, our brothers will beat them again. So at the end of today,
You are not being objective.
so we'll beat them
Please,
again.
I hope this part of the conversation is being recorded. I will need this part of the conversation, both for Chukwemeka.
If I
for mine
lose,
and for
I'll
MK.
just take
It's
it
like
to
Chukwemeka is
Nigeria,
talking
not
to
again.
Richard. Because he said it's only a Deeper Life that beats AGCM. And we know that there is one team that AGCM has beat over and over again.
want to say
Okay.
that we are not like Life City.
Thank you.
but
Thank you.
if we are looking at that, last year AGCM's road to the grand finale was by beating 3 Gamsu churches. I mean, they beat 3.
okay.
One A
Oh,
stage,
okay.
quarterfinal,
Okay.
semi-final, 3. They went to the grand finale.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of meeting the Gamsu National
so
had after that.
AGCM lashed Gamsu last year, and
Throughout.
they decided not to whip them this year. They will still focus on Life City.
Life is their favorite. I think at this point, we know that Life City will definitely reach semis because they've done it 3 times.
That's-
Next year, we can let them start from
The
semis.
Arsenal of MBQ.
Oh my
Every
God.
time they get to the semi,
That'll be hard though.
and after that, you just
I think next year they should start from semis so that they can try and then
we go
win.
again next year.
No, please let them start from quarterfinals, because if they start from semis and they meet AGCM, they are not.
So they
They
should
are not
meet
going to get
AGCM.
anything.
Yeah.
Then I think the balloting we should make sure they won't meet. Please, can we shift
Can we do something
from your
about
league?
Next year we have to beg them to do better balloting for Life City.
Okay, that's all for you, man.
Okay, so as we said, it will be a nice contest. From the past 3 years, we know that any team that beats Casa UG finishes third. Any team that beat Casa Legon ends up coming third. So it means that
If you
from
beat
that,
Life City,
if you beat Life City
go
too,
home second.
you go home second.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice
People have
analogy.
Because
analysis.
KUSC beat Life City and we 2023, they also have KUSC second.
Ah,
2024 AGCM did that second.
oh, okay.
So 2025.
Not be small analogy. But in looking at the contests and everything, it will be a tough contest. Any team can win, but I think I will put my coin on AGCM KNUST. I'll put my coin on AGCM. I'm for Ben 10 this time around.
Okay. So for me, I think the facts are a lot. I mean, someone will tell you no institutional champion has won before, so AGCM is out.
It's out.
Someone will also tell you the one who sits at the 3rd seat
Wins
of the
the
ballot
contest.
wins the contest.
Ah, that
And
is true.
for the past 2 years, it's happened that way.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And this year, it's Deeper Life that
Deeper Life
is
is
on the
winning.
3rd.
Hey,
Everything
Yes.
is working in our favor. Everything, all the analysis.
Someone too will tell you that the one who
Who is
comes
now
up as
emotional?
runner-up.
No, everything is working for our good.
Not everything,
All the
no.
analysis.
Not everything.
Not
The
everything.
one who comes first runner-up wins the following year.
The following year.
So that means AGCM has another shot.
Okay. 1/5. We have like 4.
Yeah, so for me, I'll go with AGCM KNUST. And my reason is
back-to-back champion. That is all. We don't
Oh,
see a back-to-back champion.
sentiment-wise, I'll choose either AGCM or New Breed. Just so Deeper Life doesn't do back-to-back.
To be
It's
honest,
too early for back-to-back.
to be honest,
It's too early. Let us get to like some 5-10 years later.
if AGCM is not doing New Breed,
New Breed
we
should
beg.
do it. Yes.
New Breed.
And then again, I have looked at AGCM's fight. I mean, they are very good. Deeper Life, I'm not taking anything from Deeper Life, but I feel their substitution is good from round 2. So even if they are lacking behind in round 1, you cannot write them off once they make that substitution. So I'll pick them because I feel this time around their round 1 will be better. Much better than the previous ones. I'm not sure they will trail by over 5 points, even if they trail in round 1.
I don't know. I have this feeling that the finals will be quite easier than the semis.
I
have
also
that
do.
feeling.
I also have
And
that
if we
feeling.
go that way, Charlie.
Yes.
AGCM
AGCM has. Yes, so they have my vote.
Chuku was talking about content. He has forgotten that it was the same content they used to beat Deeper Life in the institutionals.
Thank you.
And they've gone and prepared, adding up to the content they have.
Content is different.
I understand that
We
national
get-
is different from
it's not the
institutionals.
process,
But
No,
even
no.
last year,
Plain books and CGC is
last
not
year
the
was just 2 points. They fell 2 points short.
When you check the
That's what I'm saying.
institutionals,
They fell 2 points
I don't know
short.
if you follow the institutionals keenly. It wasn't about 10 books. It wasn't about 10 books.
But the minor and those things.
It wasn't about 10 books. But trust me, today we are
yeah.
for AGCM KNUST.
Yeah.
But if you have watched from quarterfinals to semi-finals, who has more content? The questions that you have been answering.
Someone is asking pure water radio. You are talking about content.
Somebody is getting 40 something at the end of round 3.
if you are talking about points, if you are talking about
of
points,
round two,
as I
get-
said earlier, Casa
round one,
Legon should
somebody
be
get
in the
the
final.
The person
four,
getting the
then round
40,
four.
what did the person end with? That's my question.
No.
So you
That's
can
the
start
thing.
well, but they are
Ending
finishers.
well.
So AGCM, they are finishers.
What AGCM KNST
You have
went
not
through
crossed-
against
You have not
Akoto?
crossed 30 points.
What
Seriously.
AGCM KNST went through against Akoto and came back winning that contest?
It's serious, oh.
Because
Friends,
you know
If they
that
start
Akoto-
well,
But
Deeper Life
to be
might
honest,
throw
if-
behind more than.
If he
Like-
come, if
Starting
AGCM
on the
come
ground.
to do the same thing they did
yeah.
against Akoto, that one,
In-
dear Charlie.
But seriously, if AGCM wins round 1, it's likely they may open the gap in the final. It won't be a 1 or 2 point contest.
Abi
If it happens,
won
it's
round one
likely.
Trust
during
me.
the
It's
last
likely.
contest.
Deeper
If
that happens, it's likely.
Chuku predicted that it will be to the last radio. And trust me, this time around, it won't go into.
It might not be to the last
It's not
radio.
going to be 2 full years.
I'm saying that
This time around, it's not going to be a matter of 2 full years and 2 years.
I'm saying that
Yo.
the team that will have a good true of
True
force,
of force.
if you are able to get 7 in the true of force by the end of round 4, round 5,
You are
even
done.
though you answer all the radios, forget you will not win the contest.
This
Hey,
time around,
okay.
everybody is getting 7 out of
Yes.
8. Who knows?
We
Eh,
pray so everything gets 7 or 8.
My team is nothing. I'm coming to enjoy.
I'm praying.
So
that we
on
get
the
7.
subject of back-to-back in sentiment, I think I will go for New Breed Care.
I like your side. I like that.
Everyone will
I like that.
understand me. No need for explanation.
It
Anyone
has-
who,
it has-
who is watching the
it
quiz
has
will
to be in
understand why.
DLCF.
Eh,
DLCF Kenya, so next year I'll come and take it from them. So that is, it has to be with them.
Please
So-
note that point down.
Please,
Deeper Life
he has
Legon
predicted that next year,
they
Deeper
are
Life
coming
Legon
from
is
there.
winning the championship.
My people are recording. We will be
Ours is that next year we won't see KNUST all final.
Oh, that one there.
Yes.
We will do that for you. We'll do
Oh,
that for you.
if you do that, that is fine. But
Okay.
you are saying you win.
So
We are going to
so
prepare well and come back stronger.
I think that
But-
our audience have seen our faces enough. It's time we begin to let's go and set the stage for the grand finale. The closing ceremony will begin shortly after this, and the contest will begin right after. If you are watching us, please, you can still make your way to the RS Amegashi Auditorium. It's not too late to experience the contest in person. If you're outside Accra, you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Alpha TV, PCG TV, and Kasi TV. Any of these stations will show the quiz for you to watch. This is the grand finale of the 2025 National Bible Quiz Championship. AGCM KNST against DLCF KNST, who are the reigning champions, and New Breed KNST, who came in 3rd place last year. My name is Richard Ofwe, and I've been privileged to be your host for the show today. Do join us when we bring you the closing ceremony and the actual contest of the grand finale. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.